Hello and welcome to Chai Time with me, Lakshmi. Today you're about to meet someone super cool, someone who's dedicated the better part of his life to uplifting and empowering about 9 tribal hamlets in BR Hills in Karnataka. You are about to meet Dr. Sudarshan, a social entrepreneur and Padma Shri awardee. BR Hills is a hill range in the southeastern part of the state of Karnataka in India. Situated about 250 kilometers from the city of Bangalore, BR Hills is home to the Soliga tribe and lush forests that nurture many medicinal plants. The Soligas, or people of the bamboo, had lost their livelihood when hunting, gathering, foraging and collecting firewood was made illegal in the area. And the government's efforts to integrate them with the mainstream failed. Over the last 3 decades, efforts by Dr. Sudarshan, a social worker and tribal activist, have helped these Soliga hamlets flourish. Residents of these hamlets no longer have to leave their communities in search of better health facilities, education, or livelihood. Dr. Sudarshan and his team, through their non-profit trust, have given these tribal hamlets necessary health care, which now includes a hospital. Facilitated education through a school that's free and integrates modern curriculum with tribal knowledge. Built a college for nursing courses. Provided vocational training and set up production units for things such as honey and furniture. And have now even built an eco-resort to ensure sustained funding for the development of these hamlets. Dr. Sudarshan's efforts are to retain culture and ecology while facilitating development.
I have known Dr. H. Sudarshan for more than 3 decades. He is a role model to all the doctors, to all the medical fraternity in our part of the country. No less than the former President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, always mentions him in all his speeches.
When I was 12 years old, I went with my father to a village and he died without medical aid, and that day I decided to become a doctor. And then I had good marks in pre-university to join the medical school, but I was underage, so 1 year they didn't allow me to join. Next year I had to join. So during that year I went to Ramakrishna Mission, worked in a flour mill to earn some money, and I read about Vivekananda, and that was a turning point. I said I will work for the poor rest of my life. So I joined the medical school next year. Then I came to BR Hills in 1981 and started the work in a small hut. The front portion used to be the clinic, behind I used to live, and we used to walk to the tribal hamlets and provide treatment for them. We had to literally discover the tribal hamlets. The government was not aware how many people were here. Then gradually we established the clinic here, and we used to get snake bite cases, mauling by bears, pneumonias, also those emergencies we had to manage. And then I found that there were children roaming around. There was no school here. We started a school with 6 children. Out of them 4 have become postgraduates, and Jadia has completed his MSc Agriculture and completing his PhD. He is the president of the organization.
Obviously, this project has now evolved to include a school, a hospital, a nursing college even, apart from the eco-resort and vocational training centers. Can you share a bit about how the fundraising efforts have gone?
We started the organization with 5,000 rupees, and we had initially struggled very hard to raise donations. But I have the conviction that if you work for the poor, money will come, and that has happened.
In an effort to ensure sustained funding for ongoing development projects, financial support for the higher education needs of the Soliga children, and to facilitate engagement with the mainstream, Dr. Sudarshan and his team have built an eco-resort. Named Gorukana, this resort is primarily run by the tribals. It puts profits back into the community and helps with forest conservation efforts.
Every pie of the profit will go for tribal health, education and higher education scholarships.
They have trained the Soligas as naturalists who take you around on trekking, looking at the healthcare reforms which has taken place, and also take part in the tribal culture.
And the naturalists are all tribals, and they They have learnt English now, may not be perfect English, but they explain. They are very good at, as naturalists, taking the guests to the forest and explaining. They feel proud now to tell about their environment, their forests, and also about their culture. Their important culture is to live in harmony with nature, take what little you want and give it back to nature. I think that is a message which many people can learn, including the guests who come to the Gorukarna. We can learn from them. And they mean it. If they cut down a tree, they plant another tree there. So they know nature sustains us, we should give it back to nature.
The Soliga's total all-round development, improving their health, their literacy levels, and their all-round social development has been due to Dr. Sudarshan. In short, I would say he is a great social reformer.
There are two extreme views of tribal development. One is leave them as they are and don't meddle with them. They have a unique culture and we should preserve it. The other government policy is to bring them to so-called national mainstream. So the development has to take place, but not overnight taking them to Mysore, putting them in Mysore schools. That they have tried in BRLs also. They walked back into the, they never stayed there. So instead of that, do the development work, strengthen their roots, their unique culture which has retained them. Most important is living in harmony with nature, as I said, is an important cultural thing which has sustained them for 3,000 years here. How to strengthen that in the education system, and at the same time they also face the modern challenges. They understand the modern language, modern job opportunities, but which are in tune with their culture. That's what we are trying to do.
What does it mean to you? What does all this mean to you personally?
No, it is a passion which drives me to do this work. As I said, my own personal incident which happened in my life, I turned that into how to make it into a positive thing to help others. They alone live who live for others. Others are more dead than alive. That's the quotation from Vivekananda which inspired me at the age of 16. So I find great joy and fulfillment in helping others. It's not sacrifice. I don't feel it as a sacrifice. I feel it comes from the unconscious and there's passion to do it. It's a type of madness. The last 30 years, every time there are problems, there are issues, but they become challenges and we overcome that. And I enjoyed every moment of this. And I find great joy and fulfillment. I may not have bank balance or anything, but there's great joy in doing this work.
Well, time now to sip some chai and savor my time at the Gorukarna Nature Resort. You should visit Gorukarna, and when you do ask to flavor the local food. I'll see you in the next website.